Greetings, geeks and nerds and lazy universe and white and nerdy, and welcome to a lazy universe top 10, in which I count down top 10 of my favorite things. And today, I promise that this will be the last one, the official last one, and you guys will not see um, very many more of these in the future. But today, I decided, why don't I count down my top 10 favorite picks of comic book characters that I want for a crossover? I'll shorten the title of the video, basically, but top 10 comic book crossovers that I want. Now, these are going to be teams from both the Marvel and DC aspect of things, so we're going to be. We're going to be digging into both the DC Comics Ultimate Guide and my Spider-Man character encyclopedia, because the Spider-Man one includes a lot more characters than just all the Spider-Man, and I'm going to be having them team up together into basically how I think that this will all work. So, the only thing, and also you might see some of these included from the last top 10 that I've done back in, not top 10, but just video where I talked about much needed crossovers, comic book crossovers. Some characters might reappear here, but mostly it's going to be new and different characters involved in this. And just remember that I'm just doing this for fun, and these are just my picks. And feel free to play along in the comments down below. Who are some comic book characters that you would want to see crossover? Let me know in the comments down below if they're on this list or not. Some of these are kind of like no duh, but some of these I might have to do some explanation, so just bear with me here. So with that all said and done, let's head on over, because this is Lazy Number top 10 comic book crossovers that I want. So let's begin the countdown, and be sure to join in the fun in the comments down below. Enjoy. At number 10, we have Etrigan the Demon and the Incredible Hulk. Now, I know what people are thinking right now. This doesn't make sense, but stop and think about it. Etrigan the Demon is actually Jason Blood, a knight from the times prior, and that he was bounded with a demon known as Etrigan in order to save his life by the magician Merlin. David Bruce Banner, or Robert Bruce Banner, was a normal man who became a superhero by saving the life of Rick Jones, and then suddenly became the Hulk. Both people have to deal with dual split personalities. With the Hulk, it don't become too angry or too excited. With Etrigan the Demon, he had to say, "Gone, gone the form of man, arise the demon Etrigan." I can see these two helping each other out in the great of ways and in the best of ways, and I think that this would make for one very interesting crossover, especially two characters have to try to figure out how to deal with our inner demons and how to really control them. It'd be a lot of fun if handled by the right writer, and I can see this basically being a hell of a fun of a comic book to read and also one heck of a crossover. At number 9, I think it would be fun to have Deathstroke the Terminator team up with Kraven the Hunter. Now again, sounds weird, but stop and think about it. Slade Wilson was once a military personnel who was given a super soldier-like serum, which enabled him to fight in the best of ways to basically take down any and all of his enemies, including the people that target his family. Yes, of course, he mostly deals with the Teen Titans, but you might as well say that his most favorite enemy is Nightwing, aka Robin. Kraven the Hunter is given a magical secret formula that allows him to enable to hunt the skills of the animals, and thus his biggest enemy is Spider-Man. These two would get along great together, and maybe you don't have to have the villain team up to take down Spider-Man and Nightwing, but maybe you can have them both team up together. Just one enemy teams them up together, and they have to either survive together and learn how to get along with each other, or face off against the biggest evil that they both have known that basically wants them to do the greatest hunt in the world. That is an idea that basically writes itself right here. At number 8, I want to see Detective Shimp team up with Spider-Man Noir. Now already I know what a bunch of people are saying. But just hear me out. Spider-Man Noir is a reporter for the Daily Bugle who just so happened to stumble upon an Asian item that encased him with spiders and thus gave him spider abilities. He still is a reporter, but mostly he uses his detective skills to try to figure out what things are going on in his own universe. Detective Shimp was a normal Shimp that was given a basically serum, if I remember correctly. Comics are weird. And thus he became a chimp, and also that he can talk, and while solving crimes. These two would get along great together, and can you just imagine the banter between Detective Shimp and Spider-Man Noir? This comic practically writes itself. You can have them team up together to try to solve this big-ass mystery that not even Detective Shimp can solve alone, so he inquires to help with Spider-Man Noir, and the two of them have to either team up together to solve this mystery, or just let the mystery be destroyed around the world around them. At number 7, I would like to see Starfire team up with Ms. Marvel. Now, I know a lot of people are scratching their heads and going, this doesn't make sense. But hear me out because they're both outsiders. Starfire comes from the planet Tamaram, where at first she was going to be sold as a sex slave before she escaped and found her home with the Teen Titans. But though she still felt like an outsider because of her orange skin and also her background, and people see her as a threat. Ms. Marvel comes to us from Jersey City, but of course she also is from the Middle East as well. Kamala trying to find her home with, of course, with her family, but still feels like an outsider even though that she is a superhero. These two would have perfect chemistry together, and I would adore seeing how Starfire gets along with Ms. Marvel's family. It would be so cute and too damn adorable to even think about or resist, but god damn it, I want to see it happen. It would be so wonderful, especially when Starfire tells Ms. Marvel, yeah, I'm a superhero. I can see Ms. Marvel going haywire about her, wanting to learn everything about her. You don't even have to have them do anything superhero-wise. Just have them team up together or just hang out together. It'd be so awesome. At number 6, I'm gonna go with something obvious, Zatanna and Doctor Strange. Yes, I know that this sounds weird, but let's just dive into this. Zatanna is a mistress of magic that learned magic from her uncle, Zatara Zatanna, just teaching her in the ways that she's supposed to learn. And he is one of the world's best magicians. Well, or Giovanni Zatara. And then, of course, you have Doctor Strange, somebody who learned magic from the Ancient One back when he lost his hand due to a brutal car accident. The two of them would do so great together. You can have Zatanna trying to fight off against a villain that she honestly cannot depower with her magic no matter what she tries. So she heads on over to see Dr. Stephen Strange after being told that he is around. Zatanna also gets along with John Constantine, so Doctor Strange and her would have such a great and wonderful friendship. Or you could have it that Zatanna looks up to Doctor Strange like she does her uncle back when he passed away, or her father. I'm sorry, I'm getting so messed up here. But you can have Doctor Strange be looking at her as a daughter figure, and Zatanna looking at Doctor Strange as a father figure. They would get along so perfectly that the comic almost writes itself as I'm speaking. At number 5, from my comic book most needed comic book crossovers, The Mighty Thor and Wonder Woman. I'm not going to repeat myself, but again, because these two deal with gods all the time and they're both the offsprings of gods, come on, you can see these two get along together in a one journey. You can have Wonder Woman being faced off against the northern gods, having to wonder, wait, what? Where are these gods coming from? Until she had to team up with Thor, and Thor tells her, yeah, we have a cataclysmic event. The Greek gods are teaming up with the North gods, and things are not going well. So you and I got to team up, and I can just picture the two of them afterwards, just sharing a pint of beer together. Just would be such a magical crossover just to see itself. At number 4, the Fantastic Four and the Doom Patrol. Yes, I know that one of them copied off of the other. It's very, very, very obvious. But with the Fantastic Four getting a new movie on the way and the Doom Patrol TV series doing a wonderful, terrific job of reinventing these characters, these two would get along so perfectly. I could see Reed Richards getting along with Niles Caulder, Ben Grimm getting along with Robot Man, the Human Torch trying to teach the Negative Man a little bit about having fun and getting himself back out there and everything. And I can see Sue Storm hanging out with Elastigirl, just trying to teach her just how to be more than that she's built up to be. It would be so wonderful. You could even have the Fantastic Four go straight to like the negative zone or something, and the Doom Patrol had to help them out. They were the only one that received the distress call, and Dr. Niles Calder told them that we got to go and help them. We got to figure out where they are, and we got to help them out. It's a team up that would be amazing. At number 3, Black Canary and Ghost Spider. Now, at first, you're probably thinking they have nothing in common. Actually, they have a lot more in common than you think. Ghost Spider, or Gwen Stacy, looks up to her father, who is a police officer, and that she wants to do right by him, but once he figured out her secret, he's a little on edge about it, not really knowing whether to trust his daughter or not. Black Canary has a mother that was on the Justice Society of America. When she passed away, she passed down her legacy to her daughter. And with both characters, music is important. In the last run of Black Canary, remember, she was a singer that went on the road performing with her band while fighting crime. You could have these two team up together as musicians. Have it be that Gwen Stacy mysteriously joined Black Canary's gang, and there's a big, massive threat that the two of them have to team up together to do. Also, can you see Gwen Stacy joining the Birds of Prey? That would be magical. At number 2, the Sinister Six and the Secret Six. Now, I can see a lot of people scratching their heads going, how would you make this work? Well, very simple. You can have it be that the Secret Six, who are united together by Mockingbird, all of a sudden gets a hold of the Sinister Six and tells the two that they need to team up. That there's this big threat that the two of them need to team up against with. And that the only way that they're going to have to survive is by learning how to do teamwork. And also, I can see the wonderful Gail Simone writing these characters in the best of ways, and also, we need more supervillain crossovers in comics, and this one basically speaks for itself. I would love to see how the Sinister Six and the Secret Six would be at each other's throat, just trying relentlessly to get at each other and basically try to screw one another over. It would be a masterpiece comic. Also, yes, it's a little bit on the nose because both team names have to do with six, so shut up. But what two characters would I love to see cross over more than anything? And my number one pick, the Teen Titans and the Champions. Yes, both are younger teenage counterparts of the actual team that I could see getting together wonderfully. You can have it be that Trigon the Terrible basically ruins the Marvel Universe and the Champions are the only ones that's left to fight him. But then they realize we're a little underpowered. We can't stop this threat alone. So they hear the story and tale about these legendary titans. They go and search for them, only to find out, yeah, they're just as young as they are. And I can see this working magically together. Just imagine these together. Like Kid Nova and Kid Flash talking to one another. Miles and Beast Boy getting along great together. Wonder Girl and Ms. Marvel getting well together. Hell, even Vision or Ironheart getting along together with Raven. It's a story that speaks for itself, and I can see these characters coming together in the magical of ways. And yes, I might be a big Teen Titans fan. Fuck you, what a make of it. But that is my favorite pick that I would like to see. A lot of you probably thought it would be Captain America and Superman. Ha 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 ha! I tricked you. But that is going to do it, people. That is just my list and picks and opinions. Do you guys agree with my list? Let me know in the comments down below which characters that you'd like to see crossover more than anything, especially if Marvel and DC are going to attempt doing crossovers again. Or if not, it's at least nice to dream, you know. But thank you guys so much for watching. I believe you vote. Have white nerdy keep you getting on. But if you want to support this channel, the best way to do so is by liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, hit that bell icon so you're notified every single time I make an upload. And if you want to see behind the scenes stuff or just plain follow me, you can do so with a link to my Twitter right down in the description down below. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Lazy Universe. Have white nerdy keep you getting on. This has been a Lazy Universe Top 10. And as always, guys, keep you on. And as always, thank you so much for watching and take care.